1. A deck watch officer designing a training program on navigation safety should primarily focus on which adult learning principle? A. Passive listening. B. Relevance to real-world duties. C. Rote memorization. D. Sequential recitation. 2. When evaluating bridge team performance, which method best measures applied competency? A. Multiple-choice written test. B. Onboard scenario simulation. C. Self-reported confidence survey. D. Open book exam. 3. A mentor guiding a junior deck watch officer on collision regulations should emphasize: A. Memorizing all regulations word for word. B. Relating rules to actual watch-standing experiences. C. Limiting instruction to textbook readings. D. Avoiding practical exercises. 4. Which is the most effective evaluation technique to assess communication skills on the bridge? A. Role play of distress calls. B. Multiple choice quiz. C. Silent written reflection. D. Short answer questions. 5. During curriculum development for DWO certification, which element ensures compliance with regulatory standards? A. Learner-selected objectives. B. Randomized teaching goals. C. Alignment with STCW requirements. D. Exclusion of international rules. 6. A key mentoring strategy for a deck watch officer trainee struggling with radar plotting is: A. Assigning lengthy essays. B. Immediate correction during practice exercises. Avoiding feedback until final evaluation. D. Providing unrelated assignments. 7. In adult learning, the deck watch officer should: A. Assume trainees are empty vessels. B. Encourage problem-solving with prior maritime experiences. C. Focus strictly on memorization. Discourage discussion during lessons. 8. The most reliable method to evaluate decision-making under pressure is: A. Multiple choice test. B. Simulator-based assessment. C. Oral recitation of rules. D. Group discussions. 9. To comply with maritime regulations, a DWO training module on emergency signals should be: A. Optional content. B. Consistent with SOLAS standards. C. Replaced with case studies only. D. Excluded from practical drills. 10. The effectiveness of bridge resource management training can be best measured by: observing teamwork during simulations. E. Counting the number of lectures attended. C. Reviewing textbook notes. D. Checking attendance logs. 11. Which approach aligns most with adult learning principles in teaching navigation? A. Abstract theory without context. E. Practical exercises tied to voyage planning. C. Memorization of irrelevant charts. D. Teacher-centered lectures only. 12. A regulatory-compliant evaluation for collision avoidance requires: A. Application-based simulator testing. B. Open book quiz on coal regs. C. Peer feedback sessions only. D. Self-reflective journal entries. 13. A mentor can best support a DWO in developing communication by: A. Modeling concise radio procedures. B. Avoiding practice to reduce mistakes. C. Encouraging nonverbal communication only. D. Assigning unrelated reading material. 14. Curriculum developers ensure effective training by: A. Ignoring adult learners' prior knowledge. E. Sequencing modules from basic to advanced watchstanding. C. Presenting all material at once. D. Excluding evaluation checkpoints. 15. Which evaluation method best identifies weaknesses in a DWO's response to emergencies? A. Practical drills. B. Multiple choice written exam. C. Reflective essay. D. Attendance records. 16. In adult learning, relevance is achieved by A. Relating concepts to real sea operations. B. Using abstract examples unrelated to duty. C. Delivering long lectures without interaction. D. Requiring only textbook memorization. 17. Regulatory compliance in maritime training requires A. Adhering to STCW competencies. B. Excluding international standards. C. Allowing self-directed goals only. D. Avoiding simulator use. 18. A feedback strategy most effective in mentoring a DWO is A. Timely, specific, and constructive feedback. B. General praise with no detail. C. Delayed end-of-course comments. D. Ignoring trainee performance. 19. The best way to test a DWO's ability to interpret radar is A. Practical simulation with live plotting. B. Written essay on radar theory. C. Memorization of radar terms. D. Group discussion without practice. 20. Which adult learning principle supports retention during chart plotting training? A. Active participation. B. Silent note-taking only. C. Teacher-centered delivery. D. Memorization without practice. 21. A key regulatory requirement for DWO certification training is A. Competency-based evaluation. B. Lecture-only examinations. C. No requirement for assessments. D. Peer-assessed self-reflections. 22. The most effective mentoring technique for developing decision-making is A. Guided reflection after simulations. B. Ignoring mistakes during practice. C. Assigning lengthy theory papers. D. Avoiding feedback discussions. 23. To measure a DWO's competence in emergency communication, instructors should use A. VHF simulation drills. B. Essay writing assignments. C. Reading comprehension tests. D. Peer evaluation surveys. 24. The principle of self-directed learning in adults is applied when A. Trainees choose case studies relevant to watchstanding. B. Trainees memorize rules with no context. C. Instructors prohibit learner input. D. Only lectures are permitted. 25. Which method validates regulatory compliance in training records? A. Documentation of STCW standards met. B. Random personal notes from trainees. C. Optional reflective journals. D. Informal peer discussions. 26. To reinforce bridge teamwork skills, evaluators should focus on A. Group exercises with shared responsibilities. B. Memorization quizzes. C. Isolated reading tasks. D. Silent classroom instruction. 27. The most effective way to integrate mentoring into navigation training is A. Demonstrating chart corrections and allowing practice. B. Assigning unrelated theoretical work. C. Avoiding interactive sessions. D. Postponing all practical training. 28. Which evaluation method ensures accuracy of watchstanding procedures? A. Direct observation during drills. B. End-of-course theory exam only. C. Self-reported logbooks. D. Essay reflections. 29. The role of relevance in adult learning for DWO trainees is A. Connecting lessons to actual shipboard scenarios. B. Providing abstract, unrelated content. C. Emphasizing only memorization. D. Excluding trainee participation. 30. A regulatory compliant training module for navigation lights must A. Include visual recognition drills. B. Use theory alone. C. Avoid hands-on exercises. D. Focus only on textbook reading. 31. The most effective mentor strategy for a hesitant trainee is A. Encouraging confidence through guided practice. B. Ignoring the issue. C. Assigning irrelevant readings. D. 32. Which method best evaluates practical ship handling skills? A. Simulation exercises. B. Multiple choice theory test. C. Short answer written test. D. Reflective essays. 33. To align with adult learning, feedback should be A. Immediate and related to performance. B. Delayed until after exams. C. Non-specific praise only. Avoided altogether. 34. Which principle is essential in curriculum development for DWO training? A. Progressive complexity in skills. B. Random ordering of tasks. C. Excluding feedback mechanisms. D. Ignoring regulatory standards. 35. A deck watch officer's communication ability is best assessed by A. Simulated bridge-to-bridge exchanges. B. Writing essays on communication theory. C. Reading textbook chapters. D. Group brainstorming without practice.